From the very heart of the Samaveda, an ancient truth echoes through time, a sacred sound that reveals a profound secret. All of existence is one. We are about to journey into this great teaching, one that shows us how our own individual self is already one with the entire universe.
Now, our journey into this timeless wisdom, it doesn't begin in an ancient text. Now, it begins on a sacred mountain in Kerala. Just picture it, millions of pilgrims every year, undertaking an incredible 41-day spiritual marathon, a time of intense focus and deep austerity, all of it leading to one final, life-changing climb, to the temple of Sabarimala.
And after all that purification of body and mind, they stand before the Patinetam Padi, the 18 sacred steps. You see, each step isn't just a step, it's a symbol, a virtue to be embraced, a vice to be let go of. It is like shedding a layer of your ego with every single step, preparing to meet the divine. And when they finally reach the peak, what do they find? They are not promised a meeting with some god in a distant heaven. Not at all. Instead, what greets them is a glowing inscription, a simple, powerful truth straight from the Chandogya Upanishad. Tat Tvam Asi. You are that.
And right there, the true purpose of the whole pilgrimage becomes clear. The God they were looking for on the outside was the very essence of their own being all along. The journey outward was always a journey inward. So, to truly understand this incredible revelation, let's go back. Let's travel to its source, to a powerful conversation between a wise father and his son, a son who knew so much but understood so little.
So let's travel back in time. Let's meet the young Shvetaketu. For 12 long years, he has been away studying the Vedas. He has mastered the scriptures, the rituals, he knows it all. And now he's returning home to his father. His mind is overflowing with knowledge, and his heart? Well, his heart is overflowing with pride.
You can just see him, can't you, walking with that stiff conceit of a man who believes there is nothing left to learn. But his father, the great sage Uddalaka Aruni, he sees right through it. He looks past all the academic success and senses that the most crucial wisdom of all has completely passed his son by. And so Uddalaka asks him just one question, a single, piercing question that completely shatters his son's pride. And just like that, Shvetaketu is humbled. He has to admit he doesn't know. He realizes all his vast learning is somehow incomplete. And now, only now with his son an empty and receptive vessel, the father begins the real teaching.
And Uddalaka didn't just give him a lecture. Oh no. What he did was so much more brilliant. He began a series of 9 lessons, 9 sacred analogies, all drawn from the simple world right there in front of them. And each one was like a key, perfectly designed to dismantle piece by piece his son's biggest illusion, the idea that he was a separate individual self.
And you know, this wasn't just some random collection of stories. Not at all. It was a perfectly structured ladder to awakening. Think of it like that. Each analogy, whether it was about elements dissolving or rivers merging into the sea, it was another rung on the ladder. Each one carefully placed to peel back another layer of ignorance, guiding his son up, step by step, towards a final, unshakable realization. So, what's the core idea behind all these examples? It's actually quite simple. The world we see is just full of different names and forms. In Sanskrit, nama rupa. So you have pots, jars, and bowls. They all look different, they have different names, right? But what are they really? They are all just clay. If you truly understand the clay, you understand everything made from it. And that's exactly Uddalaka's point. The entire universe, with all its incredible variety, springs from one single underlying reality, a fundamental being called Sat. Let's just touch on a couple of these brilliant analogies. First, the father tells his son to break open a tiny seed from a giant banyan tree. When he does, what's inside? Nothing. You can't see anything. And yet, from that tiny, invisible essence, a magnificent tree grows. The point is so powerful, isn't it? The source of everything is unseen, but it is the foundation of everything. Then he has him dissolve salt in water. The salt vanishes, right? You can't see it anymore. But its essence is in every single drop, and that is the universal self. You cannot see it, but it is the very taste, the very fabric of all reality.
And after every single one of these 9 analogies, after patiently guiding his son from what can be seen to what can only be known, Uddalaka repeats the same powerful refrain. It's like a sacred drumbeat, driving the truth deeper and deeper into his son's very soul. That subtle essence, this whole world has that as itself. That is the real, that is the self. Tat Tvam Asi, Shvetaketu. You are that.
Fast forward thousands of years. The great philosopher, the brilliant Shankara, comes along. And he takes this incredible dialogue and does something amazing with it. He organizes it, he systematizes it, he transforms it from a powerful story into a practical, step-by-step path that any one of us can walk.
Shankara gave us a clear three-step process. First, there's shravana. That just means to truly hear the teaching, to listen with an open heart, just as Shvetaketu finally did. The second step is manana. This is where you reflect. You use your own mind and reason to grapple with the idea and get rid of any doubts. And the final, crucial step is nididhyasana, deep meditation. This is where you contemplate the truth so intensely that it stops being an idea in your head and becomes your own direct living experience. And those 9 analogies, they are the perfect roadmap for this inner journey.
Now, I know all of this might sound like something from a mystical, ancient world, but what is absolutely fascinating is that modern science is now beginning to explore the very same territory, the same inner landscape of consciousness that these sages mapped out thousands of years ago.
You see, neuroscientists have found a part of the brain they call the default mode network, or DMN. You can basically think of it as the me circuit. It's what's active when you're daydreaming or worrying or just lost in that constant inner chatter about yourself. But here's the incredible part. When they study the brains of experienced meditators, they see this network quiet right down. In those deep moments of oneness, the part of the brain that creates the feeling of being a separate me literally goes silent. It's a modern confirmation of an ancient truth. And today, modern masters like Swami Sarvapriyananda are making this philosophy so incredibly clear and accessible. He asks us to make one simple but life-changing distinction. You are not your thoughts, you are not your feelings, you are not your experiences. You are the silent, unchanging awareness in which all of those mental changes simply appear and disappear. You are the witness. And please understand, this is not just some abstract philosophical game. Realizing this truth, truly recognizing it, has the power to completely change the very texture of your daily life. It can dissolve suffering at its very root. So let's bring this right down to earth. Think about being stuck in a traffic jam. The ego screams, "Look at all these other people getting in my way." It feels like a personal attack, right? But from the Tat Tvam Asi view, it's just one consciousness flowing. When a colleague succeeds, instead of jealousy, you can feel joy because it is the one shared self that is succeeding. A creative block? It's not "I am failing," it's an invitation for a greater awareness to flow through you. You see? This one shift in perspective, it can change everything. And maybe the most freeing idea of all is this. This path isn't about becoming someone new. It's not about adding on a spiritual identity. Not at all. It's about subtraction. It's about removing the layers of misunderstanding, that false belief that you are just this body, just these thoughts, just this personality, to realize the magnificent truth of what you have always been.
And so, the teaching now turns the question directly to you. That awareness that is hearing my voice right now, that presence that has been with you through every single joy, every sorrow, every quiet moment of your life. Who or what is that?
That is the real. That is the self. Tat Tvam Asi.
This journey, from a sacred mountain to the inner landscape of the mind, reveals a timeless truth. The ultimate discovery is not out there somewhere, but is the very consciousness looking through your eyes right now. If this exploration has resonated with you, please help us share this wisdom. Like, share, and comment. And to continue the journey with us, please subscribe to the Sacred